So personally, yes, I also in the camp of 2, right? So my answer is 2. And if you follow my trades, you follow live trading room or some of the signals, you will see that I'm bearish on the market. I do expect to break most likely February, March, potentially maybe March, April, or June, May, June. I mean, it's either by the end of the first quarter or by the end of the second quarter. So that's my core scenario, and that's scenario number 2. It could be, it could be the first quarter, it could be the second. A lot of it will depend on the earnings season, right? Next Friday, when JP Morgan comes out and says, you know what, default rates are increasing, credit cards, balances are increasing, and consumer, there's signs of weakness, and trading, volume is down, and they're not making as much money in trading, whatever. And then you have, semiconductors, same rhetoric. You have Deere, Apple, Microsoft, and then all of a sudden this level doesn't hold, right? So it's either going to happen when first quarter earnings will show contraction, right, and potentially either lower single digit growth or negative growth, right? Then it will be the drop in, by end of Q1. If the earnings are actually better than expected and there is still resilience in the balance sheet and cash flow of S&P 500 companies, then I think it's going to happen, the following quarter, which would be start of April, right? So then before summer starts, everybody's going to, sell in May and go away kind of mentality. So I do think scenario number 2 is most likely. Any questions about what to expect in terms of these 3 scenarios, right? They all have different weight, right? I would say scenario number 1 has very low probability, 10 to 20%. I think scenario number 3 has a low probability, maybe 20 to 30%, right? And scenario 2 that I outlined probably has, in my mind at least, 70% confidence that that's what's going to happen, for the reasons I outlined. What are some of the reasons? Just to reiterate, VIX, right? Market is very prone for any, VIX is back to 20, right? 21. Very low VIX. That means nobody's hedging, and any negative news in the market, and market can sell off precipitously, right? And you can see the reaction of Microsoft, right, this week. Microsoft basically didn't even say anything. There was just a downgrade. There was a downgrade, and you have a vertical move down, right? Not a big deal in any other environment. Just because somebody lowered their targets, right? Just because JP Morgan analysts lower their target doesn't mean it has to drop 5 or 6% in 2 days. Same thing with Tesla. Well, Tesla actually said that they're lowering their prices, and they have issues with demand in China and potentially carrying to the United States. So that's kind of makes sense. But you can see that any negative news right now, it's just individual names, like Bed Bath & Beyond, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft. But so that's in technology names, right, or electric vehicle cars. But then how did actually NIO react? It's interesting. Could be up. Chinese stock makers are also down. Okay, so but that can carry now into value stocks, right? Because the idea, one of the theories, right, that's probably scenario number 4 that I didn't outline, but scenario number 4, that yes, QQQ and technology are going to precipitously sell off, but the value stocks like JP Morgan's of the world, and Deere of the world, right, industrials, financials, consumer staples, utilities, are going to just continue breaking out to the upside, right? You can see Deere is almost at 52-week high, right? So that's scenario number 4, right? Scenario number 4, that yes, there's scenario number 2, but it's only in technology, high beta stocks. The rest of the market, your energy names, your industrials, financials, transportations, continue going higher, right? So that's scenario number 4.